Hi, Ray McNulty here, and thanks for joining me again. If you're a training provider and you want to start delivering Sage accounts and payroll courses, or you're trying to do this now but you're having loads of problems, then this is the second of 3 videos in which I show you how to overcome 3 massive problems you will most definitely have. But first, I'd like to thank all those people who took the time and trouble to give me the feedback at the end of the first video. I will be sending you an email with the answers to those questions, so keep an eye on your email account. Now, in video number 1, I showed you the formula which I use to create all my teacher manuals. Now I can deliver nationally accredited Sage training courses. The unique design which I've created means that I can deliver courses that there's no start or stop dates. People can roll on the courses and roll off the courses as and when it suits them and me. I can teach combined classes of accounts and payroll at the same time. I can teach up to 20 people, all at different stages. I can customize the courses for student-specific needs. Now, if you didn't see the first video, it's well worthwhile going back and watching it because these 3 videos are all connected. Okay, in the second video, I'm going to show you what I call my get out of jail card. I think you're really going to love this because it gives your organisation total control over your courses. It gives you solutions to so many potentially disastrous situations. It's absolutely crucial to have when you're delivering both accounts and payroll courses at the same time and to over 20 people. It overcomes the problems of lost data. It means you don't have to cancel classes and deal with unhappy customers. It helps you deliver customized courses, and it literally can save the reputation of your organisation. So let me just explain why I created this system. Imagine you're one of my students in the early days when I didn't have what I call my get out of jail card. You come in once a week for 3 hours, and you sit down at the computer, you're ready to continue where you finished off your last lesson, only to find that all your work so far has been lost, damaged or corrupted. And in the worst case scenario, you don't even have a backup or a copy. Well, in the early days, the only thing I could suggest was for you to start again. You'd have to go back to the beginning of the training manual and key in everything again. Now you can only imagine the frustration this caused me as a tutor and you as a paying student. It wasn't good. And you can only get away with doing this a few times before people start to get really annoyed. So I needed a system that would allow me to go to any point in the manual and pick up the exercise from that point. I needed a solution fast, and this is how I created that solution. So what we're looking at now is the main training manual I use to deliver all my Sage accounts and payroll training. In the first video, I explained the formula I used to create this and how you can use the same to create your own resources. I explained how I'd broken the whole book down into units. This is unit 1, this is unit 2, and this is unit 3. Up to this point, there's been no data to key in, but for unit 3, the student needs to key in 3 customers' records as explained here. So if I turn over the page, you'll see the 3 customers' accounts that need to be keyed in. So what I've done is I've keyed in the 3 records, I've checked that they're correct, and then I've backed them up using the page number as the file name. I looked at the page opposite, and even though there was no data to be keyed in, I still made a backup of that page so that I had a copy of the whole book page by page. I continued to work through the whole book until I'd keyed in and backed up every single page and every unit. So now I had the complete training manual backed up page by page. What this means now is that if anyone loses their data, they don't have to start again. I can just restore it and I'll have all their data up to that point. So what this means is that now I can use my get out of jail card and jump in or out at the manual at any given page or any unit number. Now it might not sound much, but let me give you a few examples of the benefits. Let's go back to the problem we talked about when you, the student, lost all your work and there were no backups. Now in the early days you would have to go back to the beginning, but not now. Let's say you made a note of the page you finished off in the previous lesson. Now because you know the page number, it's just a matter of me restoring up to the same page and all the data will be there. You can now continue as if nothing had happened, no waste of time and no hassle. Now let's say the whole network goes down and all the data for all your students is lost. You've now got 20 potentially angry paying clients all staring at you because all the hard work's gone. And just to add to it, some are doing accounts and some are doing payroll, and they're all at different points in the manual. Once again, no problem, find out what page each student was up to and then restore from your get out of jail card and off they go. Okay, in one situation, I finished the lesson to a group of 15 students. It was my first time in this training centre and I'd never used their IT equipment before. At the end of the session, the group had all packed up the work as I'd explained them to do. Then in walks the IT manager. He explained to me that the system automatically sweeps the hard disk and removes any unauthorised files, which happen to include Sage backups. Not a problem. When the students came in next time, I simply restored the project up to the point that each student had finished in the previous lessons and they just carried on. Okay, let's say someone has difficulty understanding a unit, they just can't seem to get it. What I do is I simply find the page number that starts the unit, I restore it on their system and let them practice until they do get it. There's no limit to the amount of times I can restore it. It can be done 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 1,000 times, it doesn't really matter. This is a real useful one, this one. One of the students noticed that the figures on the Sage computer doesn't match the correct figures in the training manual. Now in the past, I had to abandon the rest of the class. I had to sit by the students. I used to try and identify what the problem was. Now sometimes it can take 10-15 minutes because it can be quite complex, these problems. Once I found the solution, I then had to explain to the student what they'd done wrong and how to fix it. You could talk about 20-25 minutes in some cases. Now what I do now is I place a laptop next to their computer screen. I restore the correct data on the laptop to the same page the students are working on, and then I identify the difference and I explain the difference to the students. So that's a real valuable tool. Okay, let's say there's a task that say 10 people in the group are not getting, collectively they don't just understand, and payments on accounts is a good one. Rather than show the 10 people individually, I restore the payments on account unit to each of the computers and I talk the whole group through it. It saves me a lot of time and a lot of stress. And finally, this is a good one. Sometimes I get a call from people who have lots of experience with Sage. They don't want to do the full course. They just need to learn a specific aspect of Sage. It could be producing invoices or bank reconciliation. Using my get out of jail card, I set the system up to the point in the training manual that covers that unit and away they go. This means they're not wasting valuable time and money doing stuff that they already know. There are lots of situations that the get out of jail card helps to solve. Too many for this video, but I will send you more information if that's what you need. Remember, if you're going to deliver Sage courses, all the parts of your system must work together and complement each other with the one aim that they provide a flawless learning experience for the paying students. If I didn't have my get out of jail card, I would really hesitate to walk into a classroom with 20 people. With it, I'm totally confident. Okay, so far you've seen 2 videos. The first was what I call the easiest to use Sage training manual in the world. And the second, just now, was my get out of jail card. In the third and final video, I'm going to introduce you to the Learning Diary. This is a really simple to use paper-based document that will allow you to keep track of all your students' progress, what they've learned and the next step. You'll be able to continue with the classes even though data has been damaged or lost. It's a great tracking mechanism device for tutors and students, and also it teaches really good bookkeeping principles, which is keeping good records. I'll give you a full copy in PDF format so you can actually use it in your own organisation today, whatever you teach. Now, in closing with this video, it would be really great if you could provide me with some feedback. It'll only take you a couple of minutes. So if you can just click on the link below and give me feedback, I can assure you I'll read every single comment and where possible, act upon it. I'll even let you know by email my response. So please leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching this video.